morning. This is Around the House with Kay and Tom. Today I am going to fix a very simple lazy apple pie. What you need is you need a piece of parchment paper. You need to put it on I've just got mine on going to put mine on my biscuit pan because you actually need something other that will catch it if it should run over, which it will sometimes. All you've got to do is put your paper on here. So what we're going to be using is parchment paper. We're going to use pie crust, store-bought pie crust, flour, sugar, half a cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons full of flour, 1.5 teaspoons full of allspice. I have used cinnamon, and to me it was just as good, but that's your choice. And we're going to take 4 Granny Smith apples. I made it last time with Fuji apples, and that was real good too. And then we're going to put just a couple of pats of butter in our pie shell. So let's get started. First off, I have got to set the stove for 375. I've got that turned on, and I'm going to peel my apples. Okay, I have my 4 Granny Smith apples sliced up. I have taken a sheet of parchment paper and put it on my pan here. So the next thing I've got to do is we're going to take our pie crust. Oh, I can hear my sister now saying, why didn't you already have that out of the wrapper? Oh dear. Well, I'll have it there in just a moment. Alright, this is just your regular pie shell. There, I got it going. You just lay it on top of your parchment paper and spread it out. And I wouldn't cut a paper off to fit so tight in here, simply because it will expand a little bit. So the next thing we've got to do now is just get our ingredients put together. What we first need is we need 3 tablespoons full of flour, we need 1.5 teaspoons full. I used allspice this time. Like I said last time, I used cinnamon. Last time I used cinnamon. So I just got the flour and the allspice. Just sort of blend it to a little bit. Get it together. Half a cup of sugar. Blend it all together. This is such a simple recipe. If you're in a hurry and you've got company and you wasn't expecting them, you can have this done probably 45 minutes. Okay, I have got the sugar, the flour, and the allspice together. Now all I've got to do is mix it with my apples. And I have found out if you just take it a time or two and just dump it from one bowl to the other, it really goes all over everywhere. All over your apples. They all get coated real good. There we go. And your apples are all coated. And I just dumped that one right out of the bowl. Let's throw this one away. Okay. Now that you've got that done, you go back and you take your pan with your pie shell on it, and all you do is you just put this right in the middle of your pie shell. I've seen some people take the time to lay it around to make it decorative, which it does look pretty. Depends on how much time you have. I think I'm going to have an abundance of apples. I really think I have enough for two. Let's just see what we've got here. Okay. I don't have a piece or two left. I see a little bit of the sugar and all stuck to the bottom of the bowl, so I'm just going to put it right down on top. You take a couple of pieces of butter. I went ahead and cut this up beforehand, but you can just slice it right off of your stick and just put it around a little bit. And then the only thing left to do is to pull this up. Just start off with, like, crunch a little bit of it. Pinch a little bit right there. And sort of bring it up like you're making a bowl. And if you take your pie crust out just a few minutes before you get ready to do this and let it be softening up a little bit, it will bend up a little bit better. Seems like I've got more on one side than the other, but as long as you've got that parchment paper under there, it is fine. Now all you have to do is you put it in the oven and you cook it for, like, at 375 for about 40-45 minutes. Just look at it, and when your crust starts getting brown, you want to check and make sure your apples are soft, you've got you a pie. And that is all it is to it. You don't have to do a whole lot. So that's the way it looks before I put it in the oven. Around the House with Kay and Tom. And we were just going to set it in there and cook it for 40 to 45 minutes. I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. I'm going to set it for 40 minutes and look at it, and then if it doesn't look done, then I can cook it a little bit more. It's better to look at it and you can cook some more instead of you can't cook it after it cooks too long. So here we go. Okay, my stove just went off, so I went and took it out of the oven, and it really looks good. But I just want to see if one of the apples are done. Oh yes, very much so. So this is Around the House with Kay and Tom. I'm going to let it sit here just a few minutes and cool off. And when it cools off, I'm going to put it on a plate, and we're going to cut it, and we're just going to have us a slice of lazy apple pie. I appreciate you watching my channel. I hope you've joined. If you haven't joined, I hope you will join, and we will see what next will be. Okay, it's been cooling for a few minutes, and I'm going to see if I can slide it, like just put it right over here on this plate.